Bill Callahan.
Hey everyone! Bob Dylan is like my best friend these days. Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's review time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Oh yeah, and we just broke 25,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. Yes! It means a lot that you guys watch, seriously. I'm flattered every day that you do. So let's talk about the new Bill Callahan LP, Apocalypse. This is Bill's third album under his own name, but his discography goes all the way back to about 20 years ago when he used to release music under the name Smog. And the guy has one of the most interesting trajectories I've ever heard. If you go back and listen to an early Smog album like Julius Caesar, you would never guess that that is the same guy that has made Apocalypse. And today Bill's music has kind of settled into a series of very gentle understatements. Simple acoustic guitar, simple bass, simple drums, with very light flourishes of strings, piano, harmonica, some electric guitar. There are even 2 tracks on here that feature flute solos. But overall, this is what I'd like to call an honest-to-God recording. There's not a lot of studio trickery here, not a lot of flash. All the instrumentation here, aside from some light reverb here and there, is very dry, very straightforward. Plus the sound here goes a lot nicer with the themes of Americana that run throughout these tracks. Talking about images of drovers pushing cattle along wide open spaces, Purple Mountain's majesty, buffalo, freedom, Johnny Cash, this land is your land, this land is my land. This LP opens up with my favorite song on the album, Drover, which dives into the minor details of cattle driving. So minor, it's kind of difficult to grab a greater understanding of what the storyline is or what the purpose of the character is, other than where he is living can really break the back or break the mind of a weaker man. I can only guess that Callahan gets a rush from the imagery that he's painting in this song. And I gotta admit, even though I can't really relate to the situation, I find it pretty captivating too. I love how the simple instrumentation in this track just falls and swells along with the tension in the lyrics. It's easily one of my favorite opening tracks of this year. But this LP never really reaches that same level of excitement for me again, even though I did kind of fall in love with Riding for the Feeling on first listen. Tell me what you think, but in my opinion, Bill is kind of delivering his songs a little differently on this LP than he used to. The pacing on some of these tracks is much slower, and sometimes the details are a little more vague. Take 2 tracks, Baby's Breath and Universal Applicant. Both have really interesting tales inside of the lyrics. In the first one, a marriage goes sour, and in the second, Bill kind of takes out a boat that he is on with a flare gun. But these details don't really seem all that apparent since they take so long to tell. And even when you compare this stuff to Bill's previous album, the sentiments there are much clearer. Plus on the track Universal Applicant, Bill just rambles on after his boat happens to be going down and saying, and the punk, and the lunk, and the drunk, and the skunk, and the hunk, and the monk in me. The meanings behind some of these lines are so singular that they only really truly mean something to Bill. Even on a really urgent track like America, which has a pretty straightforward dance beat, burning guitar solo and funky strumming, I think it's about one man's struggle to accept where he is from. Bill is acknowledging that we have great people, great heroes who have come from America, but then again, he turns around and says, but there's not enough to eat. Because of his deadpan voice, because of his esoteric lyrics, and I will say that's what attracts me to his music. Because of that stuff, Bill is not the easiest guy to read on the planet, but I usually don't have this much trouble grabbing an understanding of his work, or enjoying it. I'm feeling a decent to strong 6 on this album. I liked it, but not a lot. It's definitely not my favorite Bill Callahan album. But what do you think about this record? Are you loving it? Hating it? Why? Is it one of your favorites of this year? And what should I review next? And what does Cal think of Bill Callahan? it means a lot that you guys watch, seriously. I'm flattered every day. I really worry about Cal's mental health. Forever.